How you doing? Justin here. This is now part 4 of my little series on funk guitar, and today we're going to be looking at some more funk chords, some new voicings for dominant 7th chords that you might want to try using in your funk playing. Hopefully you've been through the other lessons already, because these new chords are a little bit harder to use. Well, actually they're not that much harder to use, but you'd be better off getting the basic funk chords down first, so go and check that out if you haven't already. So basically we're looking now at more E dominant chords. So in the E dominant chord family we have E7, E9, E11, E13 and E7 sus4. So what I'm going to do is show you some more cool funky little chord grips that you might want to try out. So let's get to a close-up and I'll show you some of these cool new chords. Okay, the first chord that we're using here, this is a little E7 chord. And we're starting here with the first finger on the root note, which is the note E, 2nd fret on the 4th string. We're going 2nd fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. Very funky, cool little chord, this one. Now, another good chord within this sort of shape is moving the little finger forward 1 fret, and you get an E7 sus4. Very, very cool little... nice little grip, those two. Little E7 sus4 and regular E7. Now, we've already looked at E9, a couple of different variations of that, E13 up here, so we've kind of got a few in this kind of rough area, but there's one that I really like. This is an E13 chord. It's got a D in the bass, it's got the flat 7 in the bass there, so it's going 5, 6, 6, 5. You have to be a bit careful with this because the lowest note, the bass note, isn't E. It can sound a little bit weird, so it's quite common to kind of jump and go, to have like your E9 as the main chord and then just jumping off into this E13 chord. It does sound, it's a lovely sounding chord. Remember, because we're in E, we can hit that low bass note there as well if we want, but very groovy little chord. We've got those E9, E13s that we looked at before. And next one I'm going to show you, this is a very cool little chord. It's kind of a bluesy 7th chord. The root note is here on the 3rd string. And we just go, this is starting on the 4th string, we've got 9, 9, 9, 10. Which of course works really well with, because we've got our E9 down here, you can have like... lots of nice little ways of incorporating this little 7th chord in. Now, of course, we've got these other two little chord voicings up here. These are a little bit awkward for some people to get to, but they're not that hard. Just takes a little bit of getting your fingers used to playing them. What we've got here, starting on the 4th string, here with the 3rd finger, we've got 12th fret, 11th fret, 9th fret, 12th fret. It's a very, very nice little grip, this one. And that's a 9th chord, that's an E9. Now you can also move the 1st finger forward, and you've kind of got E9 sus or E11. So E9, E11. And again, just to tie it in with the other ones, if you're down here, lots of different ways that you can start to muck around with using this. E11, E9, E7, E13. Now, actually, I'll explain this one separately as well. So, in the last lessons, we looked at E9 as being able to play like this, or like this. Now another really common way of playing it is just like this, without the bass note. So the root note is here, just as we normally play it like that, but you can leave that out as well, and that can be quite funky. And also sometimes use your second finger instead of your third finger, which makes it easier to get that little 13th on. Remember, you can hit the low E bass note in the key of E, but you couldn't in other keys. We can now use this to get chord scales. For example, playing, we're going to be kind of going up the Mixolydian mode on the thinnest string, going, which would be E7, E11, E9, E13, E7, E11. Sorry, that's an E9, not the E11. And using that, you can use that to kind of create little melodies. Like I just showed you at the end there are infinite number of ways of putting these chords together. It's just something that's improvised. You can learn set patterns, and in fact in the next lesson I'm going to show you a few more set grooves that I think kind of work well. But a really big part of playing in this style is you experimenting with how you put those chords together, experimenting with the rhythms that we've covered already, and then just mucking around with changing between the different chords and seeing what ways you can try and put them together. It's lots of fun, and it means as well, because a lot of funk tunes have just one chord for ages. If you look at like a lot of the James Brown songs are one chord, like E9 say, for the whole song. So if you've got a whole bunch of different chords that you can use, you know, it really opens up what you can play. Now, in the little kind of demo I did a minute ago or whatever, I was using loads and loads of different chords, and you probably wouldn't want to do that because it just sounds a bit silly. It's too much. You don't need to use so many colours all at the same time. It ends up just sounding messy. You're better off picking just a few different chords and putting them together in a groove, not trying to kind of like show off how many chords you know. I was just trying to give you a bit of a look in to see some of the different ways that you could use those chords. Check out those chords, get them under your fingers, and then when you feel up for it, join me for the next part where we'll look at some more proper funk grooves. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.